Let's get right into it. Number 10. The Chemo-Signal conspiracy. You walk into a room, maybe a job interview or a first date, and something just feels off. You can't quite put your finger on it, but your gut, or rather, your nose's secret agent network is screaming, "Danger." Will Robinson. This isn't just your brain being paranoid, it could be your olfaction, your sense of smell, picking up on chemo signals. These aren't pleasant perfumes or obnoxious body odors, they're subtle, often unconscious chemical compounds released by other humans through sweat, breath, or skin secretions. And here's the kicker, these chemo signals can carry information about a person's emotional state, their stress levels, or even their immune system. Your nose, being the diligent little sniffer it is, picks up these microscopic messages and your brain processes them, often below the level of conscious awareness. So, if someone is stressed out, their sweat might contain certain compounds that subconsciously signal anxiety to your brain, making you feel uneasy around them. Even if they're smiling, it's like your nose is reading their emotional QR code, and your brain is getting a subconscious data dump of their inner turmoil. Basically, your sense of smell is a tiny, unwitting spy, constantly gathering intel on people's deepest anxieties, which then dictates whether you instinctively trust them or silently judge their life choices. Number 9. The scent of fear and trust. Imagine walking down a dark alley. Your senses are on high alert. You might not smell anything distinct, but suddenly, your hairs stand on end, and you feel an instinctual need to turn and run. Now, imagine meeting someone new who exudes a calm, confident aura. You feel at ease, comfortable in their presence. This isn't just about body language, it's the scent of fear. And conversely, the scent of lack of fear, playing a surprisingly potent role in who you trust. Studies have shown that humans produce distinct volatile compounds in their sweat when experiencing fear or anxiety. When others are exposed to these fear chemicals, their brains, specifically areas linked to fear processing, like the amygdala, can activate, making them feel uneasy or distrustful of the source. On the flip side, the absence of these stress signals, or even the presence of calming chemo signals, can subconsciously signal safety and trustworthiness. Your nose is acting as a primitive threat detector, picking up on these invisible chemical cues that bypass your conscious thought and directly impact your emotional centers. It's like your olfactory system is constantly running a security scan on everyone you meet, silently flagging them as threat detected or all clear. So, that unsettling vibe you got from that seemingly normal person, it might have been their fear, not yours, wafting subtly into your nasal passages and dictating your trust levels. Number 8. Scent and familiarity, the comfort blanket effect. You walk into your grandmother's house, and you're instantly hit with the comforting aroma of baked cookies, old wood, and maybe a hint of mothballs. Suddenly, you feel a wave of warmth, safety, and trust. Why? Because the smells of familiarity are incredibly potent emotional triggers, directly dictating who and what you deem trustworthy. Our olfactory bulb, the part of the brain that processes smell, is directly connected to the limbic system, which is involved in emotion, memory, and motivation. This means smells can bypass rational thought and plunge directly into the emotional core of your brain. The smells you associate with positive, safe, and nurturing experiences from childhood, perhaps the unique scent of a parent, a particular food, or a specific place, become powerful anchors for trust. When you encounter similar smells in adulthood, even if completely unrelated to the original source, your brain subconsciously links them to that established sense of comfort and trustworthiness. It's like your nose is a direct hotline to your deepest emotional memories, pulling up old files that scream safe or danger without you even realizing why. So, that stranger you instantly felt comfortable with, they might just be wearing a perfume that subtly reminds your brain of your kindergarten teacher, creating an instant, irrational bond of trust. Basically, your nose has a mental Rolodex of comforting scents, and if you smell like one, you're automatically promoted to the trustworthy list. No questions asked. Number 7. The pheromonal attraction and repulsion factor. You're at a party, chatting with someone, and for no logical reason, you just feel drawn to them, or perhaps completely repelled. Forget their witty banter or stunning looks for a moment. Your nose, or more accurately, your brain's interpretation of pheromones, might be silently pulling the strings. Now, human pheromones aren't as clear-cut as in the animal kingdom, where they cause dramatic behavioral changes. We don't have obvious mating calls triggered by specific scents. However, Research suggests that humans do release subtle chemical signals that can unconsciously influence our attraction, mood, and even trust towards others. These signals can convey information about genetic compatibility, like MHC molecules, which relate to immune system diversity or even stress levels. Your nose picks up these incredibly faint chemical messages, and your brain processes them below your conscious awareness, influencing your gut feeling about someone. It's like your nose is an invisible dating app, constantly swiping right or left on people based on their subconscious chemical signature. So, that instant spark you felt, it might have been your internal chemical compatibility detector going off, telling your brain, this one is a good genetic match, therefore probably trustworthy, or conversely, abort, genetic mismatch. It's basically your body's incredibly subtle, entirely unconscious olfactory dating game, dictating who you're drawn to or repelled by, long before you even say hello. Number 6. Olfactory priming, the subliminal suggestion. You know how subtle cues can subconsciously influence your behavior, like seeing a picture of a library makes you speak more quietly. Well, your nose is an absolute master of this trick, engaging in something called olfactory priming, where an unnoticed smell can subtly dictate who you trust or how you perceive a situation. Imagine walking through a store that's subtly diffusing the scent of freshly baked cookies or clean laundry. You don't consciously register the smell, but subconsciously, your brain links these aromas to feelings of comfort, safety, and domesticity. Suddenly, the people working in that store, or even the products themselves, might seem more trustworthy, more appealing. Conversely, an equally unnoticed, unpleasant, or artificial smell could subtly trigger feelings of unease or distrust. Your nose is picking up on these ambient scent signals, and your brain is automatically, without your conscious consent, associating them with broad emotional categories like good or bad, safe or unsafe. It's like your environment is constantly whispering subliminal messages into your brain via your nostrils, telling you who to trust and who to avoid, all without you ever realizing you're being manipulated. So, that surprising sense of calm you felt when talking to a new salesperson, it might not have been their winning smile, it could have been the strategically placed scented candle making your brain think, this person smells like home, therefore they must be a good, honest individual. Number 5. The smell of disease, a silent warning. This one is a bit unsettling, but it's a powerful evolutionary tool that your nose uses to dictate who you trust, or, more accurately, who you avoid. Humans, like many animals, possess a subconscious ability to detect the smell of disease. When someone is ill, their body's metabolic processes change, and these changes can produce subtle, specific, volatile organic compounds that are released through their breath, sweat, or skin. While often not consciously detectable as a sick smell to the average person, your highly sensitive olfactory system can pick up on these microscopic signals. Your brain then processes this information, often triggering an instinctual aversion or distrust, urging you to keep your distance. This is a primal survival mechanism designed to help you avoid contagion and protect your health. It's like your nose has a built-in biohazard detector, constantly scanning for invisible threats. Studies have even shown that people exposed to the sweat of sick individuals subconsciously rate them as less attractive or trustworthy. So, that inexplicable feeling of repulsion you got from someone, even when they looked perfectly fine, it might have been your nose sending a silent, chemical warning, indicating that their immune system was fighting a losing battle, and your brain, in its infinite wisdom, decided to err on the side of caution and keep its distance. Number 4. The smell of death and danger. Okay, this one is pretty morbid, but it's a profound, innate reason why certain smells instantly make you distrustful. Even if you can't quite place why, your nose is incredibly sensitive to the smell of decomposition, particularly the chemical compounds released by decaying organic matter. We're talking about putrescine and cadaverine, charmingly named chemicals that are literally associated with rotting flesh. Now, you might not consciously register putrescine when you encounter it, but your brain's ancient survival instincts are screaming, danger, contamination, get away. Studies have shown that even brief, unconscious exposure to these smells can trigger heightened vigilance, increased hostility, and a faster urge to escape. This is a deeply ingrained evolutionary response, designed to make you instinctively recoil from potential sources of disease and danger. Your nose is acting as a highly sophisticated, incredibly efficient biohazard detector, constantly scanning your environment for invisible cues that signal something is very Very wrong. It's like your olfactory system is equipped with a perpetually active death alarm, making sure you keep a healthy distance from anything that might be past its expiration date, including potentially untrustworthy individuals who might carry these subtle cues. So, that unexplainable feeling of revulsion you got from a certain person or place, it might have been your nose picking up on the subtle scent of something fundamentally unhealthy or dangerous, bypassing your conscious thought and directly dictating your level of trust. Number 3, the unconscious odor of stress. You're trying to remain calm, cool, and collected in a high-pressure situation, maybe a job interview, a tense negotiation, or even just explaining to your partner why you forgot to take out the trash. But even if your poker face is Oscar-worthy, your body might be betraying you through the subtle odor of stress. When you're under psychological pressure, your body releases specific volatile organic compounds in your sweat, particularly from your armpits' apocrine glands, which are distinct from the sweat produced during physical exertion. And here's the kicker. Other humans can subconsciously pick up on these stress signals. Studies using stress sweat have shown that people exposed to these samples exhibit increased activity in brain regions associated with fear and empathy, and often rate the person who produced the sweat as less trustworthy or more anxious. Your nose, without you even realizing it, is a highly tuned emotional barometer, constantly measuring the anxiety levels of those around you and influencing your judgment of their reliability. It's like your olfactory system is a lie detector that works on chemical whispers. So, that gut feeling that someone was hiding something or was deeply uncomfortable, even if they seemed fine, it might have been their nervous system emitting a silent, chemical scream, dictating your trust based on their unconscious stress signals. Number 2, olfactory memory and autobiographical trust. Your sense of smell is unlike any other. It bypasses the logical, rational parts of your brain and goes straight to the limbic system, the ancient emotional and memory centers, specifically the amygdala and hippocampus. This direct connection means that a single whiff can trigger incredibly vivid, emotionally charged memories, often from early childhood. With more potency than sights or sounds, this is the Proust phenomenon in action. Named after the author who famously recalled his entire childhood from the taste and smell of a Madeleine cake. Now, here's how it dictates who you trust. If a random smell triggers a positive, comforting memory, say, a particular scent that reminds you of a loving grandparent, a safe home, or a joyful childhood event, your brain automatically associates those positive emotions with the current environment or person emanating that smell. You might instantly feel a sense of warmth, familiarity, and, crucially, trust, even if there's no logical reason for it. Conversely, a smell associated with a negative, traumatic, or untrustworthy past experience can immediately trigger aversion and distrust. Your nose is basically a time-traveling emotional trigger, instantly recalling the emotional context of a past scent and applying it to your current perception of trustworthiness. So, that unexplainable feeling of instant rapport with a complete stranger, it might just be their laundry detergent subtly reminding your brain of a deeply cherished childhood memory, making them instantly trustworthy in your subconscious. No questions asked. Number 1. The scent logo and manipulated trust. Imagine walking into a high-end store or a fancy hotel. You might notice the elegant decor, the soft lighting, the curated music, but what you might not consciously register is the subtle, pervasive, and often intentionally designed scent logo wafting through the air. Businesses are increasingly investing in ambient scent marketing, using specific, often complex, and even subliminal fragrances to influence your emotions, your behavior, and, most importantly, your trust. These aren't just air fresheners, they're meticulously crafted olfactory experiences designed to evoke specific feelings. For example, a scent designed to be clean and fresh might make you subconsciously perceive the establishment as more hygienic and reliable. A warm, vanilla-based scent might make you feel more relaxed and comfortable, making you more likely to linger, spend money, and trust the brand. Your nose is picking up on these designed aromas, and your brain is then linking them to qualities like trustworthiness, quality, and luxury. All below your conscious radar, it's like your olfactory system is being subtly hypnotized by a master perfumer, guiding your perception of an entire environment or brand. So, that inexplicable feeling of this place just feels right, or I really trust this company. It might not be their impeccable customer service, it could be a strategically diffused, entirely artificial smell, expertly manipulating your subconscious brain into feeling a deep, Irrational sense of comfort and trustworthiness. Basically, your nose is being subtly leveraged by corporate marketing, proving that sometimes the most bizarre reason you trust someone is because they literally paid to smell trustworthy. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.